So you have finally found a men's group that you like. Congrats. I know it takes quite a while to do for most of us, but now things get awkward, right? What do you talk about? For some groups, they're led by great people. When you have open discussions and there's always something to talk about because they're led really well, that's great. But for many of these groups, they're more focused on what do you want to say, which I think is a lot healthier. What topics do you want to talk about? But the caveat to that is that I got to think of things that you feel comfortable to bring up, for example, things that can really not be just yes and no answers, but can actually spark good, deep conversations because that's why you're there. You're there to connect, to talk about yourself, to help put you on a good path to where you want to go. You don't get that with just simple questions that can be answered with a yes or no. This quick list can help you. This is 10 topics that you can bring to your men's group to help you break the ice. Number one, what's beating you up lately? Let's start here because it's honest. Everyone is battling something. This can be stress, porn, anger, drinking, burnout from work, smoking, pressure to really have it all together, to hold it all together. When it comes to being a man, you have to act stoic, you have to act strong and fine, that pressure. So talking about it is a great way with helping you deal with this before it becomes rot, before it rots you from the inside. So what's beating you up lately? I think that's an easy one to ask. Number two, are you the man you thought you'd be? Getting a little bit deeper. For a lot of us, this is a heavy question, but a good one. Because again, you can't just sit there and say, yes, because then the men are look at you and naturally is, okay, what's the follow-up? So with these questions or topics, let the silence hit for a while. Some men are not going to be used to talking about themselves this way, especially when it comes to a group. So you might be, of course, awkward. Have some silence. Ask the question and wait. Because they might say, I am the man I thought I'd be. Let it sit. Believe me, they're going to answer. They're going to follow up because most men have a gap between who they wanted to be and who they are. This is going to force them to talk about that gap and most importantly, to think about aligning to, okay, this is where I am now. And you start to think about aligning to where you want to go. So this is going to cause you to face that alignment. Number three, relationships. Who are you letting down or lifting up? Wife, girlfriend, kids, parents, friends. Every man's got someone relying on them. This makes them think about, are you showing up for them? Are you hiding excuses? This one really gets you to think, what are you doing right and where are you screwing up? Number four, legacy and regrets. Forget the bucket list. I'm talking about legacy. What will people say about you when you're gone? What will your kids remember? This one really gets you thinking. It's about thinking about the stuff that still needs to be said, fixed, or finished before time runs out. Number five, the pressure to be a man. We've all heard it. Be tough, don't cry, handle it, provide, lead, never crack. The crap that builds armor also builds silence because you're just supposed to deal with the pressure and be a stoic man. This is manliness. Don't complain. But you should talk about these things because then you can start to make an assessment. Just like with the other question of where you want to be, make an assessment of where you want to be and take action on aligning to where you are today. This one is similar because it makes you think and make an assessment of what emotional baggage you have and what can be dumped. And most importantly, what should be dumped. Easier said than done, I know. But thinking about this is the first and proper process to getting on that path of taking action. Number six, purpose, work, and wasting time. So you're working just to survive or you're building something that means something. Most people are working just to survive. You hate your job, but stick around because it's safe. Most guys are drifting. This makes you think, am I just sticking around in my job or is there something else I could be doing? Am I actually fulfilling my career that I want to do? For a lot of people, the answer is no. They're going to start to think and elaborate. Most importantly, they're going to start to think, okay, after running the assessment in my head, I don't want to be at this job anymore. So let's start to think of where I want to go with my career. Number seven, health. This is the thing that most of us ignore until it breaks. A lot of men do not even have primary physicians. This is a bad move, especially as we get older. Do you treat your car better than your body? This really checks a lot of us because we start to think, when is the last time I've been to the doctor? This is a great topic and another easy one to bring up. A lot of us dread going to the doctor, but we like talking about the aches and pains or the things that's going on when it comes to our health. Good one to bring up. Number 7, health, the thing that we ignore until it breaks. Moving on. Number 8, emotional dumbbells, anger, shame, loneliness. When you lift pain like a dumbbell every day until it crushes you. It's very similar to, again, that we're talking about that pressure of being a man and of not complaining about the emotional baggage, or in this case, the dumbbells, that weight you feel. Talk about the guilt. No one knows the weight you carry. This isn't about getting it fixed right then and there, but it's more about not carrying the crap alone anymore by just letting it out in the group. That's a heavy one, so that one can be where you wait a little bit, maybe till when you come back in the next session. But it's a good one. Powerful question. You know what a simple one is? Number 9, wins and lessons. Wins and lessons. Not every talk needs to be heavy. Talk about what's going right. You can brag a little bit about your wins, then talk about the stuff that humbled you, those losses. His lesson might save another guy a year of pain. Keep that in mind. Win and losses both teach if you're paying attention. This is a good and a simple one. When it comes to just being able to easily break the ice and not have a heavy question that some people might be embarrassed to answer, number 9 is a great one. And then finally, what's next? Every men's group should end on this. What's next? A goal, a move, a hard talk, a new habit, put it on the table. Let the group hold you to it. This is homework. This is where real change happens, not from advice, but from saying, all right, I'm doing this. You have a great session, you bring up some great points, or some great points are brought up. You start to think, for example, I'm in a career that I hate. Now that I think about it, it's become a habit of me complaining about my boss for the past 5 years. I got to get out of here, right? So then you start to think, okay, how do I make that? And it could be networking in that same men's group. That's a start. But then it's starting to take steps of leaving that job and pursuing something better, more fulfilling. And some other examples. So how to use these topics without making it weird. You don't need a whiteboard or some crazy ritual when it comes to asking these questions. Just toss one of these questions out in the air, right? What's been kicking your ass lately? Anyone else feel stuck as hell right now? What's something you've been holding back? Just asking a good question and give people time to think. With these men's topics, they have to be honest. It's good to be transparent. It's good to be genuine, but they don't have to be polished. That's the thing. And if you're showing up to these men's groups, show up for real. And that means not sitting in the back. It means trying to participate. Doesn't have to be right away, but plan on it so you can get some value. Show up every single time. So again, if you're not getting value out of these men's groups, eventually you will not show up anymore. You have to not expect value to just be given to you constantly from these men's groups. You have to also bring value to the table as well. These men's groups, all of them, the only way they work is when the men participate. Somebody has to talk. You don't have to say something all the time. If it's a men's group where people are just really not having good conversations, you're not getting value. So help to bring it. If it becomes too exhausting to where this men's group is so unorganized that they're not really bringing value still, and you have to do all the work, then there's other men's groups out there. Do your research and find another one and try that one out. It might take you a while to find a men's group that you really enjoy. Remember that it's great to laugh. If they don't have the rules, you can cuss. Sometimes some groups allow you to have a little bit of back and forth, nothing where it becomes too heated, but sometimes a conversation can become a little emotional and people want to give their opinions. I think some deep conversation, some back and forth is healthy. It depends on the group. It depends what you like. And remember that if that's not the style you like, then find another group, because one size does not fit all. But thanks everyone. Remember that this is a journey. Don't expect something to just happen overnight when it comes to the type of positive growth you're looking for in your men's wellness journey. This is a path you're taking and it will take time. Most importantly, always look for ways to improve that journey and take the proper steps towards your goals.